So I had a video come out recently that was explaining how to loot collect Pinata coins. Devs have actually confirmed that that is a bug that has already been patched on console and is going to be patched on PC at any time. So throw all your Pinatas that you got right now, folks. Don't bother actually saving them and loot collect all of those sweet Pinata coins before the patch ends up hitting. What is up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scythe and we are finally back again for some more Trove on PC, baby. Oh my goodness gracious. There's a lot of stuff that I got hair in my mouth. There's a lot of stuff that I got to update you all on today, folks, because oh my goodness gracious. So the Pinata event, it's gone. It's done. It's kaput. Like, it's gone forever. Until next year anyways, because now they're actually making this Pinata event a yearly thing. And I still have a bunch of the Sunfest boxes that I do need to open. Maybe we'll open those today. I don't know whether or not they're actually worth opening in a side video, but I'll probably still do that. Anyways, let me throw the confetti on the ground and let's also just go into U9 just for kicks. Lots of stuff going on, not only with... not only going on with me personally, but also just the channel and the merch store. We're gonna get into all sorts of crazy stuff today, folks. Like, seriously. Before we get into any of that, though, I do want to say, because it's been such a long time since we had a PC episode, we're gonna be giving away an Albert today. What does he actually sell for? I don't know, wise guy. Albane? There, he's over $1 million. So somebody's gonna be able to win that sucker right there. All you gotta do in order to qualify is just hit that like button and leave a comment in the comment section down below with your username. Your username is very important. It has to be left because my good pal Nintendo Gamer, who helps me out with the giveaways, is going to end up picking somebody out of the comments. That way I can focus on just reading the comments rather than having to pick a winner, because otherwise I want everybody to win. And then we'll figure out a way of actually getting the game, getting the prize to you in game. Either you just end up joining the Discord, links are in the description for that, and then you can end up messaging one of us to get online and get you the prize. Like, give it to me, you know. That's one thing too. While we're on the topic, I still want to find time to make an updated video that's advertising the Discord, because for a while, like the last video that I had talking about the Discord specifically was my vlog video where I was talking about moving away from the community. And since then, I've actually been able to move right back into it. Most of all, that's got to do with the fact that I'm not trying to like go on and on about this, but I was in a 4-year relationship that has come to a close right now. We decided to split, which is better for us both. You know, it really is. It still sucks that, you know, I'm going through all of this crazy amount of emotion and everything like that. But the whole point that I'm getting at with that, I'm not trying to, you know, get people to feel sorry for me or get pity or anything. Most of all, I'm just saying, oh, it's Adonis. Most of all, I'm saying it because I have a lot more free time on my hands now, and that's why you've probably noticed me in the Discord a lot more often. Now, granted, I can't join the mic chat as often, but anyways, enough of that. So, we've got the merch store is actually going to be launching August 1st, so that's going to end up having a couple items that I have designed with the company that is actually going to be hosting all of it, or however you put it. It's another website that's going to be selling like Scythe Plays merch. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully you hardcore fans are excited about it. I'll explain it a little bit more in detail when I actually have like a proper video for the launch. But right now we've only got 2 different designs. One of them is my YouTube logo and one of them is another one that I designed with their designers, and I'm working on a 3rd one right now. And when the store launches, there's gonna be like a 10% discount for everybody signing into it. And then also, or 10% discount for the first month, and then on top of that, for anybody that ends up like supporting the channel, you're going to actually end up getting specific perks. So again, I'll talk about that in more detail when I actually get that launched. But I did want to kind of preemptively announce that the merch store is going to be launching August 1st. So you can check that out, and then it'll be in the description, blah, 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 blah. So then on top of that, oh man alive. So as I'm recording this right now, I'm recording this yesterday so that I have time to actually get it out for today. But tonight, I'm actually going to be picking up a puppy, which is pretty crazy for me because I'm getting a pug. I've always wanted a pug for the longest time. Like, seriously, it is my absolute favorite dog. Why? Because it's Uggles. Like, Seriously, Puggles, there you go. It already fits, right? It's like the ugliest dog on earth. I absolutely love them. They're so adorable. I've always wanted one, and I figured that now is as good a time as any. I'm just gonna get it. Not to mention, because I've mentioned this a couple times in recent videos, but I kept talking about how I want to start doing vlogs a little bit more often, but I don't want to be talking about personal stuff necessarily, you know, like that to me I find very boring, and also not, you know, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I have such a boring life. I mean, I do. I sit by my computer like 80% of my day, but my real point is the like the fact that I want to be able to have an excuse to kind of go out and adventure and do things that I'm not just doing it alone. And that's what I'm hoping that the puppy's gonna end up doing, is hopefully you should be able to see a lot more vlog videos from me, either just me messing around with the dog and hanging out, or just going down to the local park and just kind of messing around with her and stuff. Like I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. And I think also, just because, you know, I'm a little bit self-conscious about like walking out and talking to a camera while I'm walking downtown all by myself. I think having the dog in hand would make me look a lot less crazy because I'd be talking to the dog, right? Yeah, totally. And then, oh man, like as far as the channel is concerned, all I gotta say is thank you, as always, folks, because I've been getting so much, like, the positivity and support that I've been getting has been absolutely through the roof, like, more so than it ever has before the channel has started growing like crazy again. But it's all gonna end up slowing down now that school is coming back for everybody. I think that's the biggest reason why suddenly it was just like, whoa, what's going on? So many people are around, was just because everybody's at school right now, right? But then to the point as well, the other thing that I wanted to get into, let me actually clear my inventory here, was the next Trove update. So in August, I'm just going to say, we don't actually have a confirmation from the devs yet, but I'm just going to blatantly say hashtag confirm that the Shadow Tower update is going to be coming out in August, because that would just make the most sense. Not to mention, not to mensch. Yeah, that's like the new slang that you kids are saying, right? My family lit. That was so bad. But the devs have actually been talking about the update after the Shadow Tower update now, right? Which tells me that the Shadow Tower update is pretty much finished. I'm honestly not surprised, because it was already pretty polished when we had it on the test server, outside of some major bugs that I'm sure they have resolved, right? But once all of that has actually been dealt with, like the fact that the devs already seem to have moved on and be talking about the new update that's going to be the club update after the Shadow Towers, which we'll talk about that in a minute, but it tells me that the Shadow Tower update's pretty much done and probably is just going through the process of getting double checked for console. And again, you know, because of console, even on PC, now we have the curse of only being able to get updates for Trove once a month. So it would just honestly make sense for it to come out in August, which doesn't really make sense business-wise, because everybody's gonna be busy with school again. Like, way to go on that one, devs. But, you know, just as far as the amount of time that it took for the megalithic, you know, the distance between megalithic and the subclasses and everything like that, it just makes sense. I hope that it's coming out in August. If I'm wrong about that, then that's sad. Then that means that it's going to take like 5 zillion years, and that's just bad. But anyways, the club update that they've been talking about, that is going to be the update that's going to up mastery to 500. I've talked about that in previous videos. But we have actually seen that the clubs themselves are going to end up getting a new ranking system. I'm going to this is just a guesstimation, but I'm going to just expect that it's not going to be anything too fancy. It's probably just going to take props and put that in leaderboards. That's what I'm expecting. Honestly, I'll be surprised if they end up doing like a whole big format over the game code and stuff like that as far as the clubs are concerned. Apparently, there's going to be a bunch of new ranks that we're going to be able to give. Hopefully, they're going to finally separate ranking with privileges, because I would love to... Oh, this dungeon's done. I would love to be able to promote somebody to a higher rank, giving them a little bit more well, I won't say a little bit more control over the club or anything like that, but kind of giving them a little bit more prestige that they could then, you know, kind of like, oh, this player has been around for a long enough time, but they don't necessarily want to build, you know, something like that. So we wouldn't have to actually give them architect. And then I would just in general like to see, hopefully with this update, a trading system. Like I don't mean like the trading post, I mean like a proper mailing system. That is something that Trove has desperately needed for a very, very long time. It would certainly make my job a lot easier. There are so many prizes that I have in my chests right now that I want to give, but I don't really give them that often just because if I'm giving a physical item away in the game, it's actually very, very inconvenient for us to actually give it away because we have to, you know, sync up our time zones so that we end up both logging in together and then end up giving you the prize. This is why I've been having Joe and a couple of the other officers helping me out with that stuff, right? So it's been an absolute, like, it's just been an absolute treat and a lot better for me to be able to actually have people that I can rely on a little bit so that I can focus my attention on getting these videos out to all of you regularly, because I've, you know, getting the dog has definitely been quite the process because there's actually no local pugs near me, so I had to kind of order the dog online. I'll talk more about that in the video that actually shows off the beautiful puppy, because it's a process, man, and I don't want to spend the time explaining it right now in a Trove video of all things, you know? But seriously, dude, lots of really cool stuff coming around the corner. We've got tons of new costumes that if you join our Discord, we actually have a lot of them in the announcements chat. So you can always check that out for like the most recent stuff that's going on with Trove and a bunch of other games that people play on the channel as well, right? Not on the YouTube channel and the Discord channel, I mean. So we got like regular Warframe updates and stuff, which by the way, I'm going to reinstall Warframe when they finally add that open world update that they do actually have planned. Double kill if you check out the trailer online. It is absolutely beautiful. Fortnite also came out, which is going to be a free-to-play game next year. For right now, you have to buy into it. And then Gigantic also finally ended up launching as well, so I want to have videos on either of those games sometime within the following weeks. But man alive, I am really, really far behind as far as my recording is concerned. Most of all, I'm just gonna be honest, folks, it's because I haven't really been that motivated. Like, the videos themselves are still coming out very regularly, but I myself, like, it's really been hitting me hard, this whole breakup that I've been going through, because we're talking about somebody that I spent like literally 24/7 amount of my time with. Either like even right now I would be recording and I would actually have this person on Skype with me, and now suddenly that's not there anymore, and it's just, it's a shame, really, you know? It really, really is like kind of a sad truth of life. But, you know, I'm a very positive type of person, so I'm just kind of one where I just accept it and move on. But 4 years is a long time, and as much as I keep thinking, oh, I'm good, I want to move on and everything's all good, like, there's certain things that have definitely been affecting me, and that I'll just say. I don't want to get too into it because I don't want people to misunderstand, and honestly speaking, you know, my personal life is my own concern. That's not really something that I want to bleed into the videos. That's mostly the point that I'm trying to get at, is that lately I've been dealing with all of that, so you may not have seen me logged into Trove as often. Maybe I'll just log in, get some fishing done, and I log out and stuff like that. Most of all, that's because I'm not really in the mood and I'm just taking some personal time rather than, you know, I know that once things are good for me, once I've gone through it all, I know that things are going to be great and better than ever, and I'm going to be able to dedicate more of my time to the community and stuff. And that's where I think that the pug is going to be a really good thing too, because I'll kind of be able to, for the more hardcore fans, have more videos of me just live out in the world and doing things rather than just always doing the gameplay, which also means that I'll be able to have the opportunity to update you all a little bit more regularly about my life and what's going on in my day-to-day, right? Because with Trove, you know, I got so busy with all the tutorials and stuff. It's been such a long time since we were able to actually have a PC episode. That's kind of why I had a lot to actually talk about today. But Oh, water went down the wrong tube. If you'll excuse me, folks, that's all the time that we have for today because I've actually got a lot of videos that I have to rush, render out, and edit and get ready, including this one, so that I can go and get that beautiful puppy from the airport and then show you all that in a video. But in any case, very, very exciting things are happening. You know, life is moving on. That's kind of how it goes. Another thing, too, I want to mention, because lots of people keep saying, dude, whatever happened to Comments Cove? You started doing it for a little bit, and then it went away. I am actually still adding things to Comments Cove, even in today's video. After I'm done recording, I'm going to end up going to Comments Cove and adding a comment of the day type of thing. Which I guess, what am I procrastinating for? I can just do that right now while I'm explaining this. I have been adding signs, I just haven't been showing them off in the video. I keep forgetting to. So if you don't know where Comments Cove is, here's Candy Town, there's the hub, here's Comments Cove. This was an area that I had set up where I was replying to specific comments by specific people, and now it's gotten to the point where I'm just kind of replying to the general comments that I end up getting. It just makes it a lot easier. So for whatever today's episode is, most of all, it was focused on people asking about the merch store and what was going on in my personal life because of the fact that I went through this breakup. So of course, you know, lots of people were very supportive and stuff, and I wanted to kind of spend the time in the PC episode to actually explain some of that to you fine, beautiful people, because of the fact that the PC series has been around for a very, very long time. I gotta go and figure out what episode number we're on before I punch this in, though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sayonara, stay epic, and good luck to the fancy person that ends up getting Alburn.